So we've got Monocle. Monocle, they're on a ring. There's a little eco. There's a lot of wood in the center. There's a little eco around their base. And then there's some water. So maybe we'll see docks. There's some fish in there. So we could see shore fish. That's 100% why Indians are picked in this game. Japanese will be good for that as well. They won't have the faster rate, but they'll have the discount on their mills. So both civs playing around the fact that there's a ring of fish in this map. And then we'll see what they go into after that. It seems like Indians would go scout tree, and Japanese may hit with some early man-at-arms onto the fish. Something like that.
What's going on?
I actually moved it. I moved my mic around a bit today.
Things like I'm a pet and ugly.
Yeah, let me know if it's not sounding right. To Jake, thank you for the prime. Loving it. Love the support, you guys. Japanese man-arms and spears. Yeah, it's going to be especially nasty for somebody who, for like Indian, right? I mean, they don't even get knights. So you could potentially force them onto range tech. And I think that Japanese doesn't mind that, right? Japanese would love to go halbs and arbs. Interesting. It's like a food battle. I think I would take both. Can I have both? I think that's what we'll see, PJM. Not full trash rush, but I think he'll start man-at-arm and then sprinkle the spears in. Try and force Daniel onto a second unit type, I think is the key. Hassan, when I played him in the show match a couple weeks ago, it wasn't too bad. It was like 2K, 2K1, but he was playing aggressive style. And it seems like now he's trying to play defensive style. So he's like trying to adapt to the meta, maybe. So I don't know if he'll play as strong adapting to meta as he would just playing his own style. But on this type of map is going to be much more open. We'll see if he can get some aggression in here. Ooh, they're actually on opposite sides and it's open through the center. Whoa, this seems like a massive... I did a few... Whoa. I loaded this map a few times and I don't think I ever saw the center open all the way. I'm really glad we're casting this. Oh man. Whoa. Okay, so gotta be really careful about the center, but this can be easily walled. But that's gonna help Japanese because they won't even have to go around the flanks. Going around the flanks route is gonna help Indian. They can definitely play around Japanese lack of mobility if he does go mad arms, but seeing the map with the wide open spot in the center, I think we'll just see the mad arms come directly through. So we'll need a counter palisade or house, at least in the front part, by like 6 minutes if you're afraid of a drush, maybe 9 minutes if you're afraid of the mad arms coming through. Which part of it? We've got Smoothie on the ground and we have the Annie-HK trees.
Adesh. Ha.
So right to fish. I think this is the correct move. Daniel basically gets there as fast as he possibly can. His fish rate, not only is it already the fastest collecting food resources in the game, but then you add on the Indian bonus, which they collect faster. So he's just going to abuse this non-stop as much as he can. Both players doing the same. Raiden using the different tactic though, splitting the mills up because he's Japanese, so he's trying to get like better efficiency out of his walking bills. And Daniel's just putting as many builds as he can on there. Gonna go to wood real soon. He has enough for a lumber camp and a house. Perfect amount of wood. Four on wood from our Japanese player, so maybe he even tries a drush. He did drush last game.
हाँ
7 on food.
आदेश
You know, I almost feel like Daniel's actually over going wood now. This balance seems
मैं
weird for
तैयार
me.
हूँ
I mean, Indian
हाँ
fishers are good, but you've got 2 boars. Is it really going to be good enough? We need to actually
आदेश
watch this very closely. If you only need 7 on fish to go up, you can overbloat wood, as we're seeing, and then maybe play some different types of openings. I just want to see if this is... I feel like he needs the boar, though. Yeah, Tristan, I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling like this is just... He's not used to this build, which makes me happy. These are the things you want to pick up in your opponents when their builds don't look as crispy as they should. That means maybe you've done the build a couple more times.
हाँ
いいよはい
Daniel is a villa head now. I guess maybe he's just limited. Yeah. Oh, did we get an update on when your game is? I know I asked and then I didn't see. I didn't see the response. Tomorrow? Ah, oh, jeez. You're playing... Oh my. Super rusty. You're gonna have to get some games in tonight then. Or tomorrow.
मैं
Hit the
तैयार
ladder.
हूँ
Yeah, versus Adam. Adam could throw in some weird stuff, man. He's a good player. He's also not playing as much recently, so it's probably good for you guys to face each other.
आदेश
There's the walls in the front. We see the militia coming out, but I really do not like the positioning of where the units are coming out. I'm not sure why you wouldn't go just to the closest spot to attack and start harassing. Seems like both players also went a route that I wouldn't have expected. Both going into Man-at-Arm opening. Now, it could be... So, Man-at-Arms... The good thing about Man-at-Arms over Scouts... So, my argument would be, like, this is probably a Scout map. But Man-at-Arms can be a place before Scouts can even be produced. So, if there is, like, high priority economy out on the map that potentially can't be walled out... That's our fish here, right, for both players. Then it kind of makes you maybe favor Man-at-Arms a little bit more. Really nice job here by Raiden. That micro pulling this one's... Wow! That's a full clear! That was a full clear. Big waste for Daniel. And we've got Japanese militia that could be Man-at-Arms real soon. They're going to be very fast at swinging these swords. And this boar is still not getting... What is Daniel doing? Into range immediately. Whoa. This is so surprising to me how this is playing out. It will be an easy defense for Daniel going range. The problem for this is he's adding a unit that's also slow. So he's not getting the proximity, which means like he's going to have to walk so far that if he went scouts, he could have cleared this and maybe done damage. But with the archers, it's going to take so long that their mobility is just not going to get you anything out of them. So why even make them? I mean, it's a for sure clear of the opponent's army. So it makes you feel safe. They are also cheap units. It might just be the meta fear right now because it's so hard going scouts. Like, if you overmake scouts by a lot, you can just, the person will wall an FC on you and then you just die. Both players actually not getting the second boar. Either one. Like, what the hell? The fish cannot be that good to not get your boar. They're both doing the same thing though, so maybe they're right, and I'm totally wrong about the efficiency of these things. That's totally possible, right? Certainly for Indian, you could see an argument for not going the boar. We've got a lot of food. He can up soon. Oh, Daniel he did add scouts. Where are they? Ah, nice. Okay, so he's adding both. Okay, so this makes way more sense. So now he has the mobility and he had the range to easy clear Mad Arm Spear. So this is actually perfect that I didn't even see the scouts. Yeah, so he did it right. He did the scouts first and then he went into the range, but I just totally jerked on him. Yeah, Raiden wants to go up and Daniel is saying, I'm going to hit you in this little timing window, or I have a better feudal army than you. And he's hoping that he'll get more vills and be able to up a little bit slower than his opponent, maybe even clear an army that comes across light. If you're going up faster, usually that means you're playing into a tech advantage, which usually means you're playing with less army. So if they catch you in transition, when you're walking maybe your army across the map or something like that, you fight a little too early, and then all of a sudden the guy that's behind you is actually ahead of you. He's not moving out yet, though. Three-ville lead here for Daniel. He's nowhere close to upping, though. And that's gonna be... If Raiden can just, like, relax and defend, his tech advantage should give him some kills. You would think he could get some kills with crossbow, but... the way he's taking damage now, I don't know that he's gonna be able to keep your composure, man. Such a big Vil lead here. Daniel's just putting down so much aggression. Raiden playing. Oh. So last time Raiden made a really early army and then didn't move out and went up to castle, and this time he kind of tried to go up a little faster and didn't even make like a full army to defend. He played it slightly different, but still his goal was the same. His goal was to get castle faster than his opponent. And Daniel was able to punish it in two different ways. Really nice job here catching this army here. This is the transition army I was talking about. So the theory is, if you're red, you want to get to your opponent right as your tech upgrades so that you maximize that timing window and the damage potential that you can get out of it. The risk is this, right? So really great play by Daniel, actually just knowing where his opponent is at in the game and able to make armies to get really efficient clears. Perfect clear. He probably didn't even need as much army as he made, but better safe than sorry, right? You could have seen like 8 more crossbow coming across field, and then he would actually needed the upgrades and a little bit more. 10 lead now for Daniel. Raiden trying to get up a second TC. He's going to need all 3. Daniel's still not clicking up, and he's not close. So if we did see a 3 TC come out from Raiden and the farms to support it, he could catch up within a few minutes, but he's not going to be able to afford too many farms. I mean, we have the fish, so we don't really need farms right now. I mean, his TCs are fine, but the fish are going to be gone, so he's going to have to push out a little bit more, which means he'll have to have a stronger army, or he's going to have to go back to his base and eat the board and go into farms. It looks like he wants to keep pushing out across the map, though. Daniel keeping production going of these scouts and these skirms. He wants to keep his map control. He wants to keep the armies in his opponent's base. He's going to use this hill to fight. Very nice play from Daniel here. Always keeping an eye on his opponent's army, trying to take... fighting a little downhill there, but that's not too bad. Only +1 on these crossbow. We're really going to need Bodkin. +1's not going to be enough here. These scouts are fully upgraded. They're Indian scouts. I don't know why that actually matters. I mean, it's pretty big though, right? When you're thinking Indian scouts with fish, like, it's basically an equal bonus. Charter's hill bonus? I mean, they could be used here. They also get the extra sheep as they go up. They also get free thumb ring, so if you get, like, these crossbows would have thumb ring right now, so there's some decent arguments for Charters. I think, though, this is just one of those maps where you... I don't want to say too much, because we're also still in the tournament, so I don't want to give too much away from what I think about it. But I don't know if I would go Raiden's route. There's a lot of civs that can be good on this map, but there's a few that, like, are much stronger than the others. Still maintaining that +10 mill lead for Daniel, getting light raids in, keeping his opponent in his base, not letting him come cross map at all, ever. Nice, this is going to be a full clear. I think Daniel's going to win it here. This is going to be a GG in like T-10. 9. 8. Quickly now, quickly. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I feel it! Wow, what heart. Raiden's got heart, man. He still wants to try and win. GG, well played. Fantastic game by Daniel. Raiden had some good moments, right? He had some good fighting here. I think maybe he overfought. He didn't wait for enough spears. He kind of didn't wait the first game either. He needs to group his first army with his reinforcements a little bit better, especially when you're talking like spearmen. They're like the cheapest unit, and they do the most damage against their counter than any unit. They're just like slapping scouts and knights around, so you really want to get them involved in that first fight if you can. But yeah, then mobility. Daniel threw in a very quick, stable, and range, so he had 2 unit types. He had mobility for the map and to use up that extra food from his civ, but then he also had the counter to the threat, which was the spear and the mad arm. So really good play. Snowballed really hard. USA! USA!